Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications. And now, let's join ace broadcaster MAMODE AKUGHA as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Niger's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, MAMODE AKUGHA. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, says to boost interstate transportation and improve socio-economic activities in the oil-rich region, the Commission is currently remobilizing contractors to recommence work on some of its abandoned projects. Dr. Ogbuku made this known last week during the inspection of the abandoned Ka-Ataba Bridge in Andoni local government area of Rivers State and the Nsasak Junction Akon Road and Bridge in Akwa Ibom State, as well as the ongoing emergency reconstruction of the Oyibo Road network in Rivers State.
With a fresh sense of urgency, Managing Director and CEO Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, alongside other top officials in the Commission, embarked on a tour last week to inspect some of the abandoned projects that have been identified for immediate attention. Some of the projects inspected include the 1.2-kilometer Ka-Ataba Bridge and Road project in Rivers State. The bridge, which is the longest in the state and one of the longest in the entire region, will connect Kana and Andoni local government areas, while also serving as an alternative route to Bonny Island.
It is an ambitious project by the NDDC, and for the fact that this bridge is standing, we want to complete it now for the benefit of the people of the Niger Delta. Because once this bridge is completed, it will also link to Ataba and also the Bonny Island too. So it also gives, multiple gateway to Bonny. Apart from the Bonny-Bodo Expressway axis, you can also access Bonny through this angle. So I think we are very, very much willing and prepared to complete this.
The paramount ruler of Ataba Kingdom, Andoni local government area, His Majesty King Dr. Benson Egwere Uruk, who spoke on behalf of the people, commended the NDDC for taking significant steps towards completing the long-awaited Ka-Ataba Bridge.
It's a project that is very dear to our hearts. So this will be a very big relief in terms of economic activities, social activities, a lot. We expect a lot of benefits from this road when completed. And we make sure that we tell our youth not to disturb any contractor at all when on site. So that cooperation is already there.
Other project sites visited include the 30-kilometer Nsasak Junction Akon Road and Bridge in Akwa Ibom State, designed to link several communities in the state to neighboring Abia State. Also inspected was the ongoing emergency reconstruction of the Oyibo Road network in Rivers State, which runs through communities such as Obonko, Umuosi, Obeakpo, Mboji, and Ndoki in Oyibo local government area. These projects, which the Commission aims to complete by mid-2025, are not just community roads, but vital regional infrastructure that will boost socio-economic activities and enhance interstate connectivity.
It is a 7 kilometers road project to complement what the River State government did earlier. The River State government did this road from Obibo that terminated somewhere just behind us, and we had to take it to the other remaining 5 communities ahead, which terminated at Ndoki area in Rivers State. And this road also links you up to Abia State, which makes it more of a regional road connecting 2 states. So it's a 7-kilometer road that links about 5 communities.
The current leadership of the NDDC is no doubt showing strong determination to continue transforming the region by completing long-abandoned projects out of the 13,000 projects revealed in the 2021 Forensic Audit Report. This move aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's vision to transform the oil-rich Niger Delta and improve the quality of life of its peoples.
Inside the Niger Delta.
The governments of Bayelsa and Rivers states have pledged to collaborate in tackling the persistent vandalism of power infrastructure by hoodlums along the AKUGHA axis, a situation that has left several communities in both states without electricity for extended periods of time. This agreement, which was reached last week in Port Harcourt during a joint meeting between the Bayelsa State Acting Governor Senator Lawrence Erujakbo and the Rivers State Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu at Government House in Port Harcourt.
As part of measures to provide a lasting solution to this recurring problem that is disrupting socio-economic activities of the people, Acting Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Lawrence Erujakbo, led a delegation to meet with the Rivers State government on how to collaborate in tackling the challenge. Senator Erujakbo, while highlighting several efforts initiated by the Bayelsa State government to protect TCN infrastructure within the state, stressed the need for joint efforts with Rivers State, which houses the transmission substation in one of its communities.
But for the past 4 months, the lines between Bayelsa and AKUGHA have been vandalized almost 3 times. And we felt that he who wears the shoes knows where it pinches. So we try to take it upon ourselves to make sure that we fix the line. So we have discovered that what we need to do is to have a team that provides surveillance for these facilities so that it will not be easily vandalized again.
Rivers State Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu, who received and hosted the delegation from their sister state, supported the proposed initiative to jointly tackle the persistent vandalism of transmission facilities along the AKUGHA-Yenagoa corridor.
I'm really excited that both sides of the coin are actually acting towards one direction. So I believe that at the end of the meeting today, we're going to have a clear direction of what we need to do that would actually mitigate the problems we have. Because you don't leave your problems or sweep them under the carpet. If you sweep them under, they remain there.
After deliberations, Bayelsa State Commissioner for Information, Ebiowu Koku Obiaye, revealed that both states had come to a joint resolution to establish anti-vandalism task force. She added that the task force will work collaboratively to safeguard power assets and ensure the restoration of stable electricity in both states. In another development, the acting governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Lawrence Erujakbo, last week, during the launching of the emblem for the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day at Creek Heaven, reaffirmed the state government's commitment to the welfare of serving and retired military personnel, as well as the families of fallen heroes, in recognition of their invaluable contributions to peace, security, and development of the state and the country as a whole.
We can assure you that the shoulders of the Bayelsa State government is there for both the serving and the retired people to rest on. On this very solemn and profound and remarkable occasion, the governor and the good rule of Bayelsa State owe you a lot of gratitude and convey our deepest emotion of sentiment and our bowel of emotions to the positive contributions you have been making singularly and jointly and severally for the peace and development of our states.
Inside the Niger Delta.
The Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Presidential Compressed National Gas Initiative, PCNGI, to facilitate the implementation of the CNG policy in the Niger Delta region. NDDC's Managing Director, Samuel Ogbuku, who signed the MOU at his corporate headquarters last week, said the initiative will not only reduce energy costs for the people of the oil-rich region, but also open up countless opportunities for the teeming young population in the region.
As part of its partnership initiative, which encourages collaborations with government and private entities for regional development, the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) last week signed a memorandum of understanding with the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative (PCNGI). This agreement, which was signed at the Commission's corporate headquarters in Port Harcourt, aims to accelerate the establishment of CNG conversion and training centers across the oil-rich Niger Delta region, while also supporting the federal government's efforts to mitigate the impact of fuel subsidy removal on the people in the region. After the brief ceremony, the Managing Director of the Commission, Dr. Samuel Obuku, and other management team members of the NDDC joined the PCNGI delegation led by its Program Director, Engineer Michael Oluwagbemi, to inaugurate a CNG conversion and training center located at Rumokuta in the Garden City of Port Harcourt.
And open this place for business.
Speaking to journalists at the ceremony, the NDDC Chief Executive Officer commended President Bola Tinubu for championing the initiative. He then gave the commitment of the Commission to supporting the program in the oil-rich region, which he noted would promote financial independence and create sustainable employment opportunities for the region's teeming young population. Obuku was optimistic that with these initiatives and similar others in the pipeline, the Niger Delta would soon become Nigeria's hub for CNG technicians.
In NDDC, we also want to establish training facilities that will also train youths on conversion to CNG, because with the energy transition, we want our people to take advantage of this energy transition, so that the more youths we train and the more facilities of such we open, we can now make most of our youths to be financially independent.
For his part, Engineer Oluwagbemi underscored the economic and environmental advantages of adopting CNG.
These vehicles can now begin to obtain CNG to fuel them at the rate of 230 to 300 naira instead of spending 1,100 and 1,200 on petrol or diesel. Indeed, these vehicles that will of course still continue to have petrol as a backup will now also run cleaner.
Representative of Rumokuta community, His Royal Highness Chief Michael Chinda, lauded the initiative and also expressed gratitude to NDDC for installing solar-powered streetlights in the area, which he said have enhanced nightlife and improved security. The initiative has established over 160 CNG conversion centers nationwide, converting more than 10,000 vehicles. This new partnership with the NDDC aims to expand these centers in the Niger Delta, ensuring the region benefits from this impactful program.
Inside the Niger Delta, Standout Properties Limited presents a real estate opportunity of a lifetime. Bloom Towers, a waterfront twin high-rise buildings of 19 and 21 stories at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean in the prestigious Oniru area, Victoria Island, Lagos. Bloom Towers is a green and smart building project consisting of 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments and maisonettes, as well as 10,300 square meters available space for commercial and corporate use. Built for completion in 2027, Bloom Towers has 236 units available for sale with a starting price of 100 million naira. Lock down a unit today with a down payment of 20% and spread the balance over the next 24 months. Contact us on 080-693-47063 or 091-22-656-975.
It is a project that will bring huge return on investment.
Bloom Towers, from foundation to skyline. Azikil Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. Azikil Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
Right Honorable Sharif Oburewori of Delta State has called on the people of the state to extend their support to the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led federal government, just as they have been supporting his administration at the state level. Governor Burewuri, who was speaking recently at an event organized by the Urobo Progress Union, UPU, emphasized that despite belonging to different political parties, both administrations were elected by the people with the shared mandate of delivering the dividends of democracy. The governor further noted that once an administration is elected into office, the people, regardless of their political affiliations, must support it in order to succeed.
Since the return of civilian rule in Nigeria in 1999, Delta State has been under the control of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Chief James Onanefe Ibori became the first governor serving 2 tenures before handing over to his cousin, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan, in 2007. Dr. Uduaghan passed the baton to another PDP governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, in 2015 after his own 2 tenures in office, even after the party lost to the opposition All Progressive Congress APC at the national level. Continuing on this trajectory, Dr. Okowa handed over to another party member in 2023, Right Honorable Sheriff Oboriowori, who now flies the flag of the party and is maintaining its legacy in the oil-rich state. Governor Oboriowori, who has only been in the saddle for just about 19 months, is already breaking new grounds in infrastructure development and social programs that are changing the fortunes of the peoples across the nooks and crannies of the state. The governor, who was addressing his Urobo kingsmen at their 93rd annual day celebrations held recently at MAMODE Agbaru in Ughelli North local government area of the state, acknowledged his cordial working relationship with the APC-led federal government, which he said had been instrumental to his achievement so far, and appealed to the people to continue to give their support to the federal government just as they have been supporting his administration in the state.
Mr. President, that you see, is supporting this administration. God has made him the president as God has made me the governor. So as you are supporting me, support him. Because if he fail, I will fail. But he will not fail, I will not fail.
Governor Oboriowori, who also noted that though some members of the opposition party in the state may not be completely in tune with his policies and programs, he however remains committed to leading a government of tolerance, peace and unity for the betterment of all and sundry in the oil-rich state.
As individuals, we may have our political differences, but we must nevertheless stand resolute in ensuring that the interests of our people, the state, and the nation come first in all our actions and our utterances. I believe that we can disagree without being disagreeable and learn to separate politics from governance.
The Urobo Progress Union, UPU, the apex socio-cultural organization of the Urobo nation, inducted Governor Oboriowori into its Hall of Fame at the 93rd Urobo National Day celebration and grand reception in his honor. He was also conferred with the prestigious title of Omorotomo of Urobo land, meaning an illustrious son of Urobo nation, by the Urobo Council of Traditional Rulers, led by the Ovie of Uwe Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Emmanuel Sideso Abe I.
Governor of Delta State, Omotomo of Urobo Nation.
Inside the Niger Delta.
As the cleanup of oil-polluted sites in the Niger Delta slowly drags on, environmental advocates and affected communities are intensifying their calls for urgent and comprehensive actions to speed up the process. They are demanding not only an acceleration of the cleanup process, but also a region-wide remediation plan that will restore the already damaged ecosystem and improve the harsh living conditions caused by decades of crude oil exploration and exploitation activities. The call is getting louder as oil spills persist in more communities, compounding the already severe environmental degradation in the resource-rich but deeply impacted Niger Delta region.
The environmental degradation from over 60 years of oil exploration in the Niger Delta stands as one of the most severe cases globally. impacting daily lives for residents who struggle to endure its consequences. A simple online search will show the region's status as one of the world's most polluted areas, with disturbing images highlighting decades of neglect and environmental injustice. Despite this situation, unsustainable crude oil extraction activities persist in the region with little regard for its implication on the people and their livelihoods. International oil companies who are in partnership with the federal government through the NNPCL joint venture keep smiling to the bank.
It's a fundamental problem in the Niger Delta, where day in, day out, there are spillages that are not made by any person within the community as a victim. But these are out of sheer negligence, poor professionalism exhibited by Shell and other multinationals. The situation is that gory and it's terrible. You can see the faces of the people, long faces. People who are angry, they are trying to contain their anger, but we are waiting for government and the multinationals to come with a collaboration of necessity to tackle this menace, because the situation is gory.
After years of Ogoni community's outcry, the federal government in 2006 finally reached out to the United Nations Environmental Programme (UNEP) to assess the impact of crude oil extraction in Ogoni land. The findings released in 2011 documented the severe environmental damage and sufferings endured by the Ogoni people and by extension the Niger Delta people. In response, the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Project (HYPREP) was launched in 2016 to superintend over cleanup and restoration of the damaged ecosystem in Ogoni land, with plans to eventually expand the project to other polluted Niger Delta communities. Nearly 8 years later, the progress of the exercise has been rather slow, with countless other communities continuing to grapple with the harsh realities of unchecked pollution. Environmental rights advocates like Dr. Nimo Bassi and Dumnamene Fineface are pushing for not only a comprehensive cleanup across the entire Niger Delta, but also for accountability from international oil companies. They argued that these polluters should bear the financial responsibility for the environmental damage caused by decades of crude oil exploitation.
The entire Niger Delta is polluted, and the pollution is beyond what people are thinking about. And it will take over 50 years from now to clean up the Niger Delta. That is even if there is no new pollution being introduced to the environment. But what we currently have is a disheartening situation. Livelihoods are being lost. Fishermen and farmers are unable to fish. They are unable to really plant and get anything good out of the soil.
When we had only one Gulf of Guinea oil spill in the US, one oil spill, over $60 billion have been spent on it to pay compensation, to do cleanup and the rest. One oil spill. And we're talking about a state or a region that is continuously contaminated by oil spills. And when you talk about $1 billion for body cleanup, $1 billion is chicken feed. If you really want to look at what needs to be done. And in these days of divestment, those who want to divest must show that they've made available the resources needed to clean up the entire Niger Delta. Otherwise, the divestment is a scam.
The Senate Committee on Oil and Gas Host Communities echoed the need for a region-wide cleanup during its recent tour of the sites currently undergoing remediation by HYPREP. The legislators also advocated for a strong framework to ensure that the environment is promptly cleaned up whenever oil spills occur, stressing the importance of immediate action in protecting local communities.
We shouldn't wait for 10, 20 years before we do remediation. We expect that any time of pollution, there must be immediate attention to that place, so that it will not cause so much damage to the environment before we do the remediation. So as a matter of fact, what is internationally accepted as the best practice is for pollution to be taken care of immediately. The pollution is seen.
Advocates argue that as long as oil companies continue to operate in the country, incidents of oil spills are likely to occur, often due to outdated infrastructure and mechanical faults. They therefore see the need for a framework that ensures that these operators uphold globally accepted standards in their operations to prevent further environmental damage.
Inside the Niger Delta,
The Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC last week presented awards to 227 staff members in a special ceremony to honor their long-standing dedication and service to the development of the oil-rich Niger Delta region. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the NDDC, Dr. Samuel Ubuku, who personally gave out some of the awards, noted that the initiative was aimed at motivating and encouraging staff to maintain excellence and dedication in fulfilling their duties and responsibilities.
Last week, the Commission took a moment to commend its staff for their invaluable efforts, recognizing their dedication as a key force in enabling its service delivery across the largely underdeveloped communities in the region.
For whatever some of us came to inherit, for the fact that this commission is still standing, it is as a result of your contribution to the service to this commission. And I believe you deserve every honor and award that should be given to you. We as a management chose to also not only to honor you with this award, but just ensure that whatever your entitlements are, they are also paid to you.
This recognition, once an annual tradition, had been discontinued along the way. However, this year, the current leadership deemed it wise to reintroduce the ceremony to boost staff morale and acknowledge their vital contributions to the policies, programs and projects of the Commission. This time around, 227 staff members were celebrated for their dedication. Among them, 55 received awards for 30 years of service, 136 for 20 years, 30 for 15 years and 6 for 10 years of service. Recipients across various award categories, including directors, thanked the Commission for the recognition. They also noted that such acknowledgement would inspire them to continue to put in their best efforts in moving the region forward.
On behalf of the 20 years awardees, to say thank you, and that you should not relent on what you do. We've not had this good for a long time. I would want to say thank you. You continue to do your best for the Commission.
We want to say we have been honored deeply and profoundly grateful to the management for this recognition of the 30 years of service in the Commission. This is an inspiration to us, for all of us to continue to do our best in the service of the Commission.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, that's the size of our package on the program for today. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back same time, same station next week. Till then, you can follow us on our social media handles showing right now on your screens. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria. Until next week, I am MAMODE AKUGHA wishing you a Merry Xmas and a Happy New Year in advance. Bye for now.